The captain is coming back, and Matthew Slater's return means good things for the New England Patriots. Stick around. You're about to be locked into the Locked On Patriots podcast.
You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello to all of you Foxborough faithful, and thank you once again for making Locked On Patriots a daily part of your New England Patriots coverage and also your first listen every day. Remember, Locked On Patriots is free and available on all platforms, including YouTube, so smash that subscribe button, download, subscribe to, follow Locked On Patriots wherever you get your podcasts. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, official sportsbook of the NFL. Make every moment more. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn today to get started. And Patriots fans, the big news of the day, Matthew Slater. We all know the voice, the distinguished leader of the team. You know the rallying cry. Every single game the Patriots come out with a victory. You hear that familiar, "Aw, yeah." Well, the good news is, Patriots fans, we're going to be hearing it for one more season. Slater, in conjunction with the Patriots on Friday afternoon, announced that he will be indeed returning for his 16th season in the NFL. And I'm quoting Matthew verbatim here from a statement he released with the Patriots, quote, "It's a great honor and blessing to return to the Patriots for my 16th season. I thank God for his continued grace and provision over my career. I look forward to continuing to play under the leadership of Coach Belichick. Thank you to the Kraft family and the entire Patriots organization for allowing me to continue to pursue my childhood dream. See you in the fall. God bless." And folks, this is like the ultimate Friday afternoon news drop. I don't want to consider it a dump because I don't want to even associate that word with something like this. I am over the moon that Matthew Slater is coming back to the New England Patriots. I think everyone who covers the team, whether you're a fan or whether you're not, you have to admire the leadership, the poise, and just the class that Matthew Slater conducts himself with each and every day. It's great news for the Patriots to be able to say that he's coming back this year. Really good news considering that he was strongly considering retirement. That's not an exaggeration, folks. Since the Patriots' 35-23 loss to the Buffalo Bills that ended their season, Slater was really thinking about whether or not this was going to be his last year in the sun. But spent some time with his family, reflected on his faith, and ultimately decided that his love of the game still had enough to come back for one more year in the gridiron. And Matthew Slater will always be a part of Patriots folklore. 15-year career, all with the Patriots, one of the most respected players on and off the field. I had the opportunity to speak with Matthew both one-on-one and in team settings. And I can tell you he's the same guy on the field that he is off, on the microphone, away from the microphone. There's nothing put on about Matthew Slater. He is truly the real deal. That's why he's considered the standard in that locker room. His teammates hold him to that standard. He holds them to that standard. And really, I think in so many ways, it's one of the reasons why New England continues to be one of the more mature teams in the league. Even the coaches hold themselves to the standard that Matthew Slater sets. 12-time team captain, originally joined the Patriots as a fifth-round draft selection, 153 overall in the 2008 draft out of UCLA. Since that time, 223 regular season games, 3 starts. Matthew Slater is primarily a special teamer, folks, but did make 3 starts on offense, 25 postseason contests, 1 start there, 2 first-team All-Pro selections, 2016 and 2019, 3 second-team All-Pro selections in 2017, 2020, and 2021, and 10 Pro Bowl nods. That's the most by a special teamer in NFL history. A red jacket isn't even a thought anymore. That is a foregone conclusion, and I think a gold jacket in Canton really should be adorning Matthew Slater someday. In my opinion, he is worth his weight in gold, and in that gold jacket, he should be able to celebrate an election to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But we're going to save the retrospectives for when the man actually retires, because he still has some things to accomplish out on the field. And even though on-field success is still something Matthew was very capable of providing, 13 tackles, routinely making plays as the Patriots special teams gunner in 2022, there is still a lot that he can teach the younger generation, the rookies, the young players on this team. Really, just to me, is where he makes his indelible mark. He takes a lot of pride, Matthew does, in his role as a mentor for a lot of the team's younger players, not only leading them on the field, but also offering wisdom and advice away from the field. During the Patriots off-season workout programs is really where you get to see the brilliance and the genius of Matthew Slater. And having been able to cover training camp and mini camp and OTA, and being able to see the impact that he has and the interest he takes in being able to help younger players not only develop their skills on the field, but also develop the right attitude, develop the right focus going forward. Matthew Slater is second to none in this regard. There's no question about it. And the organization is extremely happy to have him back, as you would probably venture to guess. Robert Kraft putting a glowing message out about Matthew Slater. Want to share that with you because it is that good. It really is that heartwarming, and I really think that it sums up a lot about how Robert feels about Matthew and his role on this team. Quote, "I couldn't be happier to learn that Matthew Slater has decided to return for his 16th season with the New England Patriots. Matthew's drive to be the best at what he does will one day earn him enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yet as stellar as his football career has been, he is an even better person. He is led by his faith and spirituality, dedicated to his family, and committed to his craft. There is no better leader for our younger players to follow, and no better ambassador for the Patriots organization. He is truly special, and I am grateful that his contributions to the team will continue." Well said, Mr. Kraft. I think we all echo those statements. We're all grateful and glad that those contributions will continue. Bill Belichick, not one to be outdone, he also chimed in as well. Bill is a man of fewer words, but still poignant words without question, quoting, "Matt's incredible career is a testament to his preparation and will to succeed. We are thrilled he will be playing this season." So while the sun may be preparing to set on Matthew Slater's illustrious career, Patriots fans, we're all elated that their longtime team captain, our longtime team captain, believes there to be a bit more light gleaned from him in 2023. So, oh yeah, one more time. And again, while I say Slater's return is good things for all of the Patriots, I keep coming back to the fact that it is so great for the younger players on the roster, including the 2022 crop of rookies, which performed really well in their first year in New England. Well, at least I think they performed well during their first year in New England. Not everyone agrees on that, folks. And one of NFL.com's top writers thinks that the Patriots rookie class was no better than a C grade. Yeah, that's right. Even ranked them third in their own division. And I will say this, while I respectfully, and I do mean that sincerely, folks, I respectfully disagree with Eric Edholm of NFL.com, a writer who I've followed for years and have a tremendous amount of respect for. I really think that there is a little bit of lacking information here when it comes to the Patriots 2022 rookie class. I believe this team is a little bit better than a C grade. And I'm not the only one, folks, because, yeah, that's right. We're going to close the week in style here on Locked On Patriots. The legend himself, Thomas Murphy, bookending the week once again, joining me as we explain why this rookie class not only has the chance to be special, but why they're already showing it on the field. All this and more, folks, so stay locked in as Murph joins me when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues. But first, today's episode brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. The midway point of the NBA season is here, and now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's bonus bets back if your first bet doesn't win. Just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's safe, it's secure, it's super easy to use, and then you can bet on everything from the money line to the point scorers to all of those threes being drained. Plus, FanDuel even lets you continue your bets and combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payout with a same-game parlay. So don't miss the chance to get your no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 in bonus bets when you go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn. That's FanDuel.com/LockedOn to learn more. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Patriots fans, it's not quite mock draft Monday just yet. It will be soon. And keep an eye on the Locked On Patriots account as well at LO_Patriots on Twitter. We will be asking for your mock draft. So make sure to reply to that tweet for a chance for your mock draft to be shown here on Monday, where the Green Man himself and I will be breaking them down. But since we're taking a look back at the 2022 Patriots rookie class, we're doing so with a bit of a monster mad eye. And how could we not invite the legend himself to lend his wisdom and counsel, maybe a bit of anger? I don't know. I'm not going to speak for the Green King of Sting. I'm going to let him do that in just a moment. But I thought it would be a good opportunity for him to lend his opinions on the Patriots rookie class being ranked third in the AFC East. My good friend Thomas Murphy joins me here today. And Murph, that's rookies third in the AFC East. I mean, really?
Yeah, I mean, this caught me a bit off guard. When I went back and looked at the rookie classes of everybody in the NFL, because that's the kind of guy that I am, and I had this as a top 10 class. I really did. This is a top 10 class. I mean, there's the year that the Seahawks had, which was a fantastic season draft wise.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then but the Patriots are right there in the conversation, and it's kind of difficult to grade yourself against the New York Jets, who the Patriots beat twice, and yet had what 5 picks in the first 101 in this past draft. Five picks in the top 100. We're not going to deny what kind of a year Sauce Gardner had. I mean, you have that kind of year when it seems like nobody knows how to throw a flag. Little sour.
Man has a point.
Little sour there. But honestly, I think I saw 2 flags thrown at Sauce all season, but rightfully so. The kid's an All-Pro. But we got an All-Pro here too, don't we?
We do.
Got an All-Pro here too.
Last I checked.
All right. Actually,
a couple. If you take a look at the PFWA, and that's something that I definitely want to get to. But I'm glad you're mentioning the Jets, because obviously, I mean, you look at the Jets rookie class, you look at Sauce Gardner. We haven't even talked about Garrett Wilson. Haven't even talked about Breece Hall. He was well on his way of being one of the top, offensive weapons in this rookie class. The Jets definitely killed it. 7 picks in the first 117 selections, 4 in the first 36. It feels a little bit grimy for me to give praise to the New York Jets here, but
how do you screw it up?
Yeah, they do. They had a very good class. They were given a great opportunity, and say what you will. I mean, they had the door held for them. They walked through it with pride, and that's not so much where I'm getting into. I think maybe a little bit of the anger, or maybe a little bit of the disillusionment when I read this piece, because obviously, I mean, NFL.com, I mean, always does stellar work. Eric is someone that I've admired his work for years. Definitely not a knock on him, full time, but you look at it and you almost like chalk this up to maybe just not enough exposure to what the Patriots rookie class had to get.
Yeah, I definitely do. And I tweeted that out earlier. It's obvious that Eric didn't see a lot of Patriots games. Maybe he didn't see a lot of AFC East games. I'm not quite sure where he's based. It could be out west. But it didn't translate to this article very well, because the Patriots rookie class was probably it's hard to say that the savior of a team that did not make the playoffs, but then again, you rank the number 1 team who finished below them in the standings, and who the Patriots beat twice. And one of the reasons the Patriots beat them twice was because of a rookie that's on their team.
Very good. Very, very true.
And just saying.
And that rookie really
Look
should
at that.
put them
Look at
over the
that.
top. And, Murph, we're big Godfather fans. Everybody that watches this show knows that we are, a little bit maybe overly obsessed with that movie. But let's keep our friends close, but our enemies closer
He's
for
closer.
just a second. We talked a little bit about the Jets, and I don't have an issue with the Patriots being ranked below the Jets in
No.
terms of rookie class. I mean, you have to give them their
Yeah.
just due. I don't think there's anybody that would. But you look at the Buffalo Bills class. And I'm impressed by a couple of the moves that they made. Jair Elam, I think, has a chance to be a pretty good corner, an outside corner in this league. James
Yeah.
Cook is a pick I like an awful lot. I think they really hit on that one in terms of a solid second, maybe a feature option if this kid
Yeah.
can round into form. Terrell Bernard, I think, has an opportunity to be a factor in that defense, special
Yep.
teams as well. Khalil Shaker, I like what they've got on him. Christian Benford, maybe a hidden, gem in the rough.
Yeah.
But I don't see anybody in this class that
Nope.
really would lead me to believe that two Patriots selected with all pro honors could not leapfrog this class. This is where I had a problem with the analysis because I think what we're looking at is team records rather than
Yep.
actual draft records. Right. And you have to separate the two here, at least in my opinion.
Right. And I completely agree. And, what Marcus Jones was able to do this year, what Jack Jones was able to do this year. And quite frankly, Jack Jones had a better year.
Mm.
Okay. He had a better year. All right. He got sidelined with an injury in December. He had to deal with a suspension at the end of the year for being a buckethead.
Mm.
But other than that, the man broke up, everything that was thrown his way. Had 2 picks in the first 3 weeks. He was on pace to outproduce a lot of rookies in this draft class, not just in the AFC East, but in
Yeah.
the AFC, maybe in the league. And I just have to think that you hit the nail on the head, that we're going by record as opposed to, uh, production on the field.
Yeah. I really believe that's the case. And I mean, obviously, the argument coming back is that, well, we gave the Miami Dolphins a C minus and their record was 9-8. They finished with a better record, made the playoffs.
Yep.
Patriots didn't.
Right.
Look at the Miami Dolphins draft class, folks. And I don't mean to upset any of Dolphins fans that are hate listening or hate watching this show.
Right.
They did not have a whole lot of draft capital to begin with. I mean,
No.
This team started, their first pick was at number 102 in the 3rd round, Channing Tindall, a linebacker. They didn't have a whole lot to work with. So to say that the Patriots finished, and by the way, folks, we're not talking about like light years ahead where the Patriots finished with a B and the Dolphins finished with an F. Eric's got them graded at a C minus and the Patriots only at a C, just a half grade above.
Right, a half grade above.
Again, I'm looking at this draft class right now and I'm saying it really just, to me, screams that there's just not enough tape or maybe not enough recon done on the Patriots class to really fully appreciate just how much this team, I think, has the ability to be a pretty good, draft class when all is said and done. I think there are a lot of solid players on this roster. Names you're going to be hearing quite often from time to time.
They got more out of their undrafted free agent signings than they did their, the guys they actually drafted. I mean, Skylar Thompson started 2 games and Kader Kohu started 13. Vernon McKinley started 2. So for a half a grade, no, I can't. I'm not on board there.
Yeah, I would think so as well. And look, I'm glad you mentioned undrafteds because in Eric's piece, we see rookie class smattered all over the place. It's a little bit deeper, the draft class. And when you take under account the undrafteds, Miami may start to cream up a little bit, but I think that only enhances the Patriots standing when you got a guy like Brendan Schooler in that special teams unit that stepped up in a big way and really helped that unit maintain some respectability all season long. You take Brendan Schooler out of that realm, you're looking at really Matthew Slater trying to rein in a whole bunch of also-rans on that team. They were not well organized. And I think for someone to come in like a Schooler that is a rookie, not familiar with the Patriots system, but really getting it from day one, we noticed that in training camp that this kid was a cut above. Oh yeah, absolutely, no question about it. But a couple of big fumble, forcing recoveries
and
too.
Schooler wasn't even mentioned in the piece.
Yeah, because I think a lot of ways it went by draft class, but if you look at the introduction, it says rookie class, not draft class.
Right.
So we're counting Brendan Schooler. And, Murph, I think that's a good place for us to segue into our next topic here on Locked On Patriots today, and that is what NFL.com had to say about the Patriots rookie class, calling them a wait and see group. Well, Murph and I are going to describe and we're going to tell in detail why we believe this group of New England Patriots is a lot better than just wait and see. Murph and
Hmm.
I will tell you why when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues. But first, folks, today's episode is brought to you by Ultimate Football GM. And Murph, you and all of our listeners here on Locked On have heard me talk about this mobile game app. I simply cannot describe in great enough detail, how much fun I had competing against my fellow Locked On NFL hosts. Tip of the cap, nod to the gods to Chris Carter, host of Locked On Steelers. He won the Locked On NFL championship this year. But, Murph, much like the Patriots rookie class, I'm in a wait and see type pattern. We're moving up, folks. Don't kid yourself. Locked On Patriots is not taking this one sitting down. We'll be back better than ever. But if you like to compete, this is definitely the game for you. If you've ever dreamed of becoming an NFL GM and managing your football franchise, like I said, this is a dream come true, and this game is definitely for you. You'll manage every strategic aspect of your team, play through the seasons, and lead your team to glory by trying to build a dynasty. Yeah, it takes a couple of more than Lombardi trophies to make a dynasty. Conversation for another day, Murph. But in any case, when you download Ultimate Football GM, you're responsible for controlling the destiny of your franchise, hire the right coaches and coordinators, trading players, navigating your franchise through free agency and the draft, and all the ups and downs of a season. We've created a Locked On League, folks, for you to compete against Locked On fans all over the world. If you can be the ultimate Locked On Football GM, you will succeed in a challenging and realistic game world, completely free. And we've also made it so you can play available offline. You can play on the go as you want, when you want to. Locked On Patriots listeners, listen up, because you get a 100% free boost to your franchise when using the promo code Locked On. That's Locked On, all caps, in the game store. So make sure to check it out today. To download the game, just visit ultimate-gm.com or look it up on the app stores. That's ultimate-gm.com. Ultimate Football GM. Start your dynasty today. Patriots fans, the legend himself, the Count of Murphy Fisto, Thomas Murphy of E2GSports.com, joining me here today, closing the week in style. Murph, a little bit of an impromptu, guest shot here for you today,
Yeah.
and I appreciate you picking up the baton and carrying it and helping me out today, because going over the Patriots rookie class, I think it needed a little bit of monster wisdom and counsel in addition to what I would try to provide today. So I thank you for doing so. And in the previous segment, Murph, we talked about how we believe the Patriots were ranked in an unfair situation. We believe they're better than third in the AFC East.
No, better than a C.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I also
definitely better than a half grade above Miami. No, I'm sorry, I'm getting green here, people.
No, please.
Green here.
That's what we're looking for. That's it.
Let's start on the offensive side of the ball, man. How many games did Cole Strange start this season?
17 for 17, I believe.
A draft pick that Super Bowl winning GMs and coaches laughed about when he was taken.
How'd they do this year?
Went out and started 17 games. I bet the Rams would have liked to have had a guard that was there for 17 games, and who was top 15 in pass blocking during his rookie year. Now his run blocking rate was kind of not good. I didn't like it at all. It was outside the top 50 at least. And but this was a man that came in, did what he was asked, had 3 different blocking schemes thrown at him, so he could never truly get into a rhythm in any single one. They started with the stretch, and then they went back to zone, and then here comes Bailey Zappi, and we'll get to him in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Um, and then there's another blocking scheme for and then oh no, we're going to go all the way back and we're going to forget about all this. This kid had the kitchen sink thrown at him and was still top 15 in pass block on the year. I'm willing to forego. He still needs to add some size. He's rather young. I expect that sand in the pants to expand this off season, and I expect a much different game from him. So once again, what are we waiting on? Okay, are we waiting on Bailey Zappi? Well, I don't know. Bailey Zappi started a couple of games, and the Patriots won both of them. I mean, you have to go out to San Francisco to find a rookie quarterback that had a better year than Bailey Zappi.
Yeah. And that I'm so glad that you mentioned that point, because one of the tenets of the description that was put on NFL.com by Eric was that Zappi proved he's a decent backup, but really is he anything more than that? Well, the last I checked, getting a competent, not only competent, but also a strong, stout backup quarterback to have on your team to help spell a quarterback that did have an injury last year. I mean, we're not saying that Mac has
deal.
Exactly. The last I checked, having someone on your roster that can capably come in and help navigate this offense without missing much of a beat is a real win for any team. And I think any team would take that, even if he is no more than a backup. I think the Patriots have done their due diligence in bringing in someone that can not only help this team in a practice setting, but help this team in a game setting, in a season setting. And even if you have to make a spot start in the playoffs, you have some confidence knowing what Bailey Zappi can do on the field. So I'm not looking at him as being anything more than a backup. If that is the case, the Patriots have got a good one, and backup quarterbacks are extremely valuable.
He's a backup
little
that
more
played
value is
so
going to be
well.
placed.
Yeah, he's a backup that played so well. He was stirring the pot around here about Zappi time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Did a pod on that earlier this week, stating that as much as I believe, and I truly do, that Mac Jones is the right guy to start for this club, that Bailey Zappi has proven that if he needs to come in and give you a relief, you're pretty good going to that arm. You feel pretty confident knowing what he can do.
Whether it's a quarter, a game, half a season, or a whole season, I've got no problem sticking Bailey Zappi in there. None.
Yeah, absolutely. And this kid proved that he can do it. So a lot of respect going to his name. Yep, absolutely.
Don Strock.
Yeah. And then you look up and down the roster as well. And now, obviously, folks, we're going to spend some time talking about the Patriots rookies because, we're going to defend our guys here in New England. And Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris, 15 games for Pierre Strong. Didn't start any, neither did, Kevin did get one start. Each of these guys scored a touchdown in their rookie season. Doesn't always happen for running backs, especially Patriots running backs. Usually you're carrying a clipboard and you're wearing a red shirt that first year. But these guys were sprung into action. They did have some other options on the roster. J.J. Taylor was hanging around. Patriots could have easily gone to him. I know Ty Montgomery going down early on spelled a little bit of difficulty with some of their depth, and James White's retiring. You have to factor that in. But you saw a lot of speed and dual threat ability in Pierre Strong. Kevin Harris is that solid back that you can rely on to get difficult, tough yardage. I like what I saw from both of these guys without any question. And you mentioned Jack Jones earlier. I'm so glad that you did, because nationally, the suspension that he suffered at the end of the season, for lack of a better term, I can't think of a better way to put it, but it was a suspension. That we'll call it exactly what it was. That's going to dampen his forecast, and I really don't think it should. 454 defensive snaps as a rookie, 30 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 1 recovery, and 2 interceptions, one of which he took back for a touchdown. That's a great rookie season for a kid that slipped in the draft for a lot of other reasons than what he can do on the field. This kid has got the talent to be a top fighter. There were off-field questions that allowed him to slip. Patriots picked him up, and I think they got a good one here. I think they realize it. I think he straightens out this offseason and gets back to where he needs to be.
I love Panda Express. I have since his days at USC. It was my favorite pick in this draft. I wondered why he didn't get more work at the beginning of the year, and then he got injured, and then he got stupid, and that those things happen. But when you look at it, man, this kid he allowed just 45% a 45% completion rate in coverage and had 2 picks in 13 games. That's one hell of a year for a rookie. I know we're grading him against everybody's looking at him against Sauce Gardner, but I love this kid. I really do. And what can you say, more about Jones than the fact that this kid scored touchdowns defensively, on special teams, and offensively. How much more can you get out of a rookie than what the Patriots did out of Jones this year?
Not much, and especially when you're coming in asked to really kind of shore up the perimeter because you have
Yeah,
arguably the best slot corner in the league playing perimeter corner and
right.
doing a pretty good job when it comes to what Jonathan Jones did, but not a whole lot of depth there. Jalen Mills had an injury-riddled season.
Yep.
I think when he was in there, he gave you everything he could, but he was limited in what he could do this year because of the
Right.
groin injury. It really did set him back. And then you've got a couple of rookies that are trying to carry that load and keep this team respectable and play at a high level. This is
In
something the
in this
Patriots,
division,
yeah,
okay, you've
in
got
this
to
division.
understand
You're
that
right.
Sauce Gardner wasn't well, no, Sauce was, but I mean there are a lot of guys that weren't out there covering one of the top 5 wide receivers week in and week out, the way that these kids were doing it this year, and doing it from a position where they were selected here in the fourth round.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not like everybody went into last year's draft talking about these two Jones kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And
If you'd
Murph, we're gonna get to the other Jones, not that Jones, the other
the
Jones. One
other
of my
Jones.
favorite, one of my favorite unheralded lines from Indiana Jones in the Last Crusade.
Yep.
But we are going to talk about that other Jones in just a moment. But to me, I think where this Patriots draft class shined, and I think where they will continue to shine, is their pair of all pros. We'll
Right.
start with Schooler first because we talked a little bit about him. 330 snaps on special teams, led the kicking unit with 14 tackles, only missed one game. Obviously, he missed the one game in a most inopportune time. The
Yeah.
Patriots really missed him in that regular season finale. I will say, I feel very confident that if he's in the game, I don't think the Patriots surrender 2 long
No.
kickoff returns for touchdowns against
Nope.
the Bills. Maybe one of them, but they wouldn't surrender
Right.
2.
Somebody forgot
Yeah,
that Schooler wasn't available that day and decided to kick the ball right down the middle of the field.
yeah, exactly. And, we'll hopefully, get some of the kickoff woes and the punting woes taken care of. We'll talk
Right.
about that on Mock Draft Monday, folks. How
Yeah.
about that? How about that for a lead in? But 14 tackles, 2 fumble recoveries, and also recovered a blocked punt against the Indianapolis Colts. Sky's the limit for this kid. Is he the
It
new,
is.
is he the new gunner? Is he the new
He
guy?
is. He is. He's the new
Not Gunnar
gunner.
Rashevsky, folks, the
No.
special teams gunner.
No.
Who made that man a gunner?
Yeah, we're gonna make that man a gunner. That's what we're gonna
Murph
do.
did, sir.
Don't get me started. I'm gonna get
I'm
it.
getting it warmed
I'm
up.
gonna get the chuckles going already. No, without a doubt, he's the new gunner. I really think that this kid is going to be a special team stalwart
Mm,
on this Patriots squad for the next, I 5 to 10 years. I
mm.
am. I'm going to go out on a limb and say 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, Patriots got a good one here, no
Yep.
question about it. When you looked at the undrafted rookie free agents that were coming in, he really left off the page right from the beginning. And I remember, seeing
From day one.
a lot of my colleagues and I going back and forth and talking about this kid and talking to guys like Zach Cox and Nesson and Mark
Yeah.
Daniels from the Journal at the time, now with Mass Live, and
The-
just talking about how much they loved watching this kid and
Yeah.
how much he looks like a Patriot already. He came in and he not only lived up to expectation, but I think exceeded it.
The
So,
narrative switched rather soon from this kid's Thor haircut to to the actual talent that we all
Yeah.
saw on the field early in camp.
Definitely, without any question. And folks, do not worry because we could not, in good faith, end a Patriots rookie discussion without talking a little Marcus Jones. I always feel a little bit of pride here because for the second year in a row,
Yep.
Marcus made me look pretty good. I was one of the very few to beat the Mac Jones drum in 2021 that
Yep.
the Patriots were going to get him. They weren't going to trade up, trade down. They were going to go with Mac. with the middle of the road pick. They did it. And this year after the draft, I did say that I thought Marcus was going to be my favorite and probably the most productive Patriot in this class. And he did just that. And that's not because he made me look good, folks. He made himself look good. And this is a keeper in every sense of the word. You want to talk about a triple threat that can do it all. He can align at the slot. He can be an effective receiver when you need him in select packages. I thought he was much better as a defensive back than I even gave him credit for. I thought he played well considering the size, considering the difficulties that he had to go through in order to be able to get to that level. This kid can play perimeter. He can play slot. And then you look at what he does in the return game. Completely changed the Patriots' return game this year. This is their guy for the future.
I wish they could extend him right now.
Yeah.
I really do. I wish they could extend him right now.
Yeah.
I want to see this kid in nothing but a Patriots uniform for the rest of his life. This is one of the home runs of Bill Belichick's 20-year career in drafting. I know Bill takes a lot of grief, but that's because Bill rolled a lot of dice during his tenure here at the top of the draft because he had so much talent in front of whoever was coming in. So yeah, let's take a flyer on Triscuit knees over here, or let's go out, and I want to make sure that I get this guy in the second round. And it hasn't always worked out. Honestly, those second round picks have missed more than they've hit over this time period. But that's second round picks do not a draft make or kill. And the Joneses here are exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Marcus was actually a third rounder. He was an 85 pick.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. But the second rounder is someone that we're also going to talk about, folks, because we're not completely done yet.
Nope.
There is a second rounder on this team that I think could be the biggest upside, and I think could be the biggest riser in the Patriots offense this year. I'm going to talk about him in just a second, but Marcus, I agree with you. I mean, there's no question about it. 12.5 yards per punt return, 23.9 yards per kickoff return.
Jesus.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a rookie. It's pretty good for anybody. The PFWA loved this kid. All AFC, all NFL team in terms of a rookie, and then the Associated Press naming him a first-team All-Pro. Yeah, just this kid alone, folks, gives you a little bit better than a C for a rookie class. So well done for Marcus Jones. To me, he is the centerpiece right now. But if you ask me who I think has the biggest upside that we haven't seen yet but are about to, I would say Tyquan Thornton has the opportunity to really be an emerger this year, especially in a Bill O'Brien offense. He likes to spread the ball around, but if Mac Jones is going to air this ball out this year, try to take a couple of deep shots down the field using play action to open things up, I really like what I can see from Tyquan Thornton. I thought upside, definitely, maybe not grading him this year, but upside, I think this kid definitely has a bright future here.
Yeah, I don't call this kid the Slim Reaper for nothing. It's deadly what this kid can do with his legs and with his hands. He has fantastic. And he was hamstrung this year by injuries early. Quite frankly, I didn't, even where he was drafted, expect to see him a lot last year. I think we saw a lot more time because of the injuries that happened at the wide receiver position. Otherwise, you might have seen another famous redshirt season because, I think Bill believed in the guys that were already on this, and he wanted to let Thornton sit back and learn and ease him into this offense as much as he possibly could, because we've seen, quite frankly, with others that have been brought in here as high draft picks at the wide receiver spot, it takes time to learn this offense. It really does. I don't call it the Encyclopedia Britannica for nothing. There are so many volumes from A to Z that you have to completely go through, and some of those volumes are double volumes. You get a double volume in V, you get a double volume in H for the housewide jukes, and it's not easy, folks. It's really not. It's not easy to come in here into New England and to contribute, never mind excel as a rookie, because it's set up against you. Okay, it's really, the deck is stacked against you. The wall is that much higher. If it's not because of the veterans that are in front of you for the past, 18 years, 18 out of the last 20 years, making it difficult for you to get on the field. It's the system itself, and having to
Mm,
know every nuance if you're going to want to be on that field. We saw with N'Keal Harry a few years ago, Tom Brady just went away from him because he couldn't
mm,
glance at him. He couldn't tell him, say,
right.
expect him to sit down in the right spot or break off. That route is off, dude. You're going this way. Can you not see the defense in front of you? And they couldn't. They can't. These kids are rookies coming out of some of the most basic offenses on the planet compared to what they're walking into. All right.
Hmm.
I'm not calling these kids stupid. It's just this is a master class.
It is.
I often call Matt Chatham the professor. It's because he knows it all. And
Mm,
every time I talk to him, I learn something new. These kids are freshmen in college taking um master classes or
mm,
graduate school courses,
right.
and it's not there. It's like walking from consumer economics into calculus class. Okay,
Mm,
send Murph back to community to send Murph back down. Send him back down. It just didn't happen. There are things that click with certain people, and there are things that, as a coach, I can tell you, I've seen it time and time again. Kids that you think just don't get it, and then all of a sudden, when
mm,
you keep working with them, it just clicks.
yeah.
It just clicks. Their third year into that system, it just clicks, and they know where they have to be without being told or without being yelled at from a dugout. They just know it, and
Yeah.
it's not easy here.
No, it isn't. It isn't. It's difficult. I mean, we've seen how many great receivers come in here with a lot of pedigree behind
Yeah,
them, and for some reason, it just could not work out. Players that have Hall of Fame,
yeah,
credentials and whatnot,
yeah.
and
Who
people
lasted
that.
a week?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there are a lot. I mean, I remember Joey Galloway coming in here, and
Hmm.
guy and Chad Ochocinco, and or Chad Johnson, depending on how you refer
Yeah,
to him. But I loved seeing Chad here, but it
yeah,
didn't work out. And
right.
so guys that come in that have a lot of football savvy, a lot of football knowledge, can't translate that here to New England, and there's a reason for it. It is a different level when you play for the New England Patriots, and that's why I do believe that, like you, that Taekwon definitely has a bright future. And Murph, I think we've gotten a lot off of our chest here. I think we've exercised a lot of
Yeah,
demons when it comes to the Patriots draft
there
class,
you go.
folks. Don't buy into the hype. Take a
No,
look, use your eyes, use your common sense. We know that this draft class is going to be a special group of guys, and I really think that
right.
they're going to continue to prove that this year.
And
And
nothing against you, Eric.
absolutely,
This wasn't a
no,
hatchet job on you. You do a
oh no,
fantastic
definitely
job.
not. No,
Nothing but respect from the both of us on the
w-
work that you
without
do in and out.
without question,
Yep.
absolutely. This was more of, I think, a situation where we saw these guys play on a
Right.
daily basis. We
And
know
we
the
took it
potential
personally.
that's here, and we did. On Michael Jordan's 60th birthday, we looked
Right.
at our tablets and we took it personally. Tip of the cap, nod to the gods, to the goat. By
Yep.
the way, and
That's it.
and yeah, that's right, folks. I said
Yep.
it.
Also, a very happy shout out to Stanley Morgan, who's
Oh,
also celebrating birthday today. I'm not going to get
absolutely.
into age here.
Yeah, and the fact that he is not a
Put him
Hall
in
of
the
Famer
hall.
to me is
Put
a
him in the hall.
travesty.
It is.
Stanley, you belong in the Hall of Fame. You're a Hall of Famer in
Yep.
our book. Happy
That's it.
birthday,
I've
and
said.
definitely on behalf of
Yep.
Locked On Patriots. So, Murph, we've talked about the 2022 class so much, but I think it's important to realize that the 2023 class also needs to perform up to
Turn the page.
expectations. And we're going to continue to dissect who might be a part of that class coming up here on Monday. Mock Draft Monday continues on Locked On Patriots. As I said to kick off this segment, definitely, folks, be sure to keep a sharp eye on Locked On Patriots Twitter account, LO_Patriots. Drop your mock draft in the comment section below, and we would definitely love to share that here on Locked On Patriots. Murph and I are going to be breaking down 2, maybe 3 if we got a little bit of
Maybe
time. We're going to
if we
try
got
to
the time.
do. We're going to
That's it.
try
We're
to do the
sorry,
best.
folks.
Yeah.
We don't get an hour anymore. We
Yeah. It's
don't.
like
We don't get
it's.
that hour. We can go through 3 or 4, and we try to give you guys the respect that you
Mhm.
deserve for the work that you're out there doing, and then putting it in here. You're not just auto drafting over there or wherever, and then throwing them at us. You've got got a lot of insight and a lot of time put into these, and we want to give you that exact same amount of time.
So well said. And really, we appreciate every single submission. You take the time out to listen to Locked On Patriots. You take the time out to submit your content. We want to try to give you that time in return. It's the least we can do, and we do it from the bottom of our hearts here at Locked On Patriots. So get your mock drafts in. In the meantime, please continue to stay safe and stay well. If you're going to do one thing this weekend, folks, other than send your mock draft into Locked On Patriots, it's follow this great man right here. I'm pointing at him. I don't know where I'm pointing, but you know what? Follow him on Twitter at TMurph207. The content that you'll get from him at E2G Sports and all the great writers that they have over there, second to none, especially with spring training pitches and catches. Red Sox coming at you. Definitely check that out and be sure to do that. Check him out again here on Monday because he'll be back with me breaking down your great mock drafts.
A nice piece on Rafael Devers up there today.
Please definitely check that out, folks. You do not want to miss this one. In the meantime, on behalf of the legend himself, Thomas Murphy, I'm Mike Debate. Stay safe, stay well, be the change that you wish to see in the world. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend, everyone. And thank you. We will see you again here on Monday, on Mock Draft Monday, on Locked On Patriots.